Hey there folks, Reza-Kaze back with another Reza Talks video and the last of the Twisted Metal series. Before I get into the game itself, I'm going to highlight a couple of my mistakes that I made in this series. I skipped an episode. It was episode 4. It was a match with the Juggernaut. Sorry. The truck that drives around and basically gives us the infinite enemies if you don't destroy it right away. I don't know how I missed it. I rendered it. I had it all set up to go. And I don't know how I missed it. I'm not gonna upload it though. I'm not gonna add on a commentary, so I'm not gonna bore you with a non-commentated gameplay. There's not really much else to talk about, at least over 2 videos. I do have a lot to talk about in this video. There was that little part that I missed. There's also 2 videos that I did not or will not upload. One I'm not going to. I had it, but I missed like the first 2 seconds of it. I kind of wasn't anticipating it. But I will find the videos for you and I will link you in the description to them. The first one is at the end, after the I want to say after the game is completely over, after you complete all 3 scenes, you find out that Sweet Tooth, he let one of his kids survive, and he digs up the grave. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself, but you'll see at the end where Sweet Tooth is, and you see his kid come in. And then I think after all the credits roll, you end up seeing another scene that I wasn't anticipating, but I wasn't recording. In fact, I even shut down my recorder at that time, my hotbar, so I don't have that. But I will be nice and link you to both those videos. They'll be in the description. You can go check them out if you like, for the Sweet Tooth story. Connected, yeah. Now, on to the other part of this, the true part of the Reza Talks. Talking a little bit about the gameplay. This is the final match, so to speak, of the Sweet Tooth story, and it involves the Brothers Grimm. This battle, it was kind of tough. You're up against 2 monster trucks and you're in this little itty bitty car. That's a tough battle. It was fun, no doubt. A little time consuming. It took about maybe 9-10 minutes, I think. I know there's a timer down there, but I don't remember how long it took offhand. But it was a fitting end to the story of Sweet Tooth. But as the Reza Talks, I am finishing up Twisted Metal, so I am giving you a finale overview, I guess a final review of the game. If you didn't play it, I'm giving you, or if you don't know how I'm doing my preview, my before after thoughts, preview reviews on some of the newer games. Since this is a newer game, I'm giving you a review now of what I thought. It was a decent game. I'm not going to say it was a great game. It was a decent game. It definitely kept to its roots. You know, that kill 'em all sort of gameplay. The sort of, you know, you're in danger. All these new weapons. And it really brought something new to the table. But I don't think that it did a good enough job to bring in any new players. I really think this game was only for the people that did play Twisted Metal when they were younger, back in PlayStation 1 years. But other than that, I don't see any new people coming into the game, coming into the series, and, you know, picking this up. You know, maybe when the price drops quite a bit, they'll, oh, look, Twisted Metal, I guess I could give this a try. The game is definitely for the people that used to play. There's no doubt about that. I think the game would have been a lot better. Now, I always say this, especially with the online pass here, that the game would have been a lot better without the online pass, but it definitely would have made a huge improvement with the game. I did not try the online, so I can't judge for the online. I did not want to buy a online pass to play it. I felt that would have been a waste, so, you know, I didn't buy it or play it. And that also kept away a lot of any new people driven particularly by the multiplayer to go and buy it. If they're going to pay $60 for a game and then have to pay another $10, $15 for an online pass for a brand new game, it's, you know, it may be worth it for, you know, a game they're used to, something like Battlefield or something like that. But for a game, especially a Twisted Metal, a racing shoot 'em up sort of genre game, it's definitely not worth it. And, you know, Eat Sleep Play and Twisted Metal and SCA definitely dropped the ball on that. If they didn't have the online pass, this game probably would have been would have been a much better hit. Keeping with some of the negativity, not so much on the Sweet Tooth story, but definitely the other two stories. The difficulty just shot up a ridiculous amount. It was, one level I had to play 5 times over. Another time I had to just turn off the machine and walk away. I could not stand it whatsoever. I was about to like punch my TV. It was that hard. I just kept dying over and over and over and over and over again. Really, really, really irritating. So the difficulty in itself wasn't that bad. It wasn't consistent. It did end up taking a good turn as far as, you know, keeping it new, keeping it fresh, blah, 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 blah. But it was still too difficult at times, and the next round it got easy, and then hard. Inconsistency in the difficulty, I guess, is the correct way of saying it. The other negative thing I have to say is I don't see a sequel on another game happening. This is like a completely different story to the other the other games that was happening. But I don't, you know, I honestly do not see another game. There was the endings that I talked about, as far as, you know, the main story draw, it was Sweet Tooth. Sweet Tooth, you definitely can still expand his story. You definitely have all these other players and characters in the game that you could make stories out of. There's no doubt about that. And like I said, you could still expand. Oh, I like this part.
I've never watched anyone blow up before. I wonder.
I even tried being nice and going to get the my gunner, but I had no idea if I could even do it, so after a while I just stopped trying. But yeah, a sequel may not happen. There's a good possibility that it could. But, you know, it's not, I don't think it's going to happen. The game was a decent hit. But as far as a huge hit happening, I don't think so. Oh, Twisted Metal. Well, how about some positive things that we can say about the game? No doubt there was positive. A couple key points that I liked. You had 3 different stories. providing good gameplay, good story, not to mention as well. Now, you know, the negative part on that is that they could have kept going with the story and different characters, but you know, they didn't want to do that for one reason or another. I don't know, but it definitely has good replay value, multiple difficulties, multiple playthroughs to get the trophies. The other thing I liked was the cutscenes. The first cutscene I saw, I loved it so much. I was just, like, so enthralled by it. I couldn't tell if it was CG or if it was CG or real life. Now, and then looking back at the next ones, I saw it and I'm like, no, this cannot be CG. This has to be realistic. This has to be live action. And I thought that was a very good touch, given it a nice twist with the Twisted Metal series, giving live action cutscenes. I thought that was great. Now, here is an inconsistency if you didn't see that. I let my gunner die, and he's in the car. That makes sense, doesn't it? All in all, the game was good. I give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's definitely worth playing, especially it's a 10 out of 10 if you played Twisted Metal before and you're just like interested in the series. It's definitely worth a play. If you're looking for an online game to play with people, play with friends, or play against other people, I'd suggest you find another game. If you're looking for just multiplayer, I would not pick up this game. But of course, if you're looking for a game to play, looking for something interesting, different change, this game's definitely worth a look. Maybe not a perfect game, but it is definitely worth a look.
For my price, I told Calypso to send me where she'd been all
So,
these
what's
years.
on the agenda for the rest of the series here? I do not know at this moment. I'm going to wing it, but it's most likely going to be a Call of Duty game coming out for you Thursday. But I think I'm going to go a little bit older with the games for next week's Reza Talks. And I think I'm going to show you Enslaved Odyssey of the West.
Where's my god
It,
damned prize?
yeah. I'm most likely going to show you some Call of Duty while I get Battlefield games. And next week for the Reza Talks, like I said, I'll show you Enslaved. Now this was a nifty little twist with the story, so I'm just going to leave you with that. I will see you Thursday with a multiplayer game, and then I'll see you next week with Reza Talks. Peace, my fellow Americans and non-Americans.
She's been dead for 10 years.
You can't kill me. You can't kill me. You can't ever kill me. I'll find you, Calypso. I'll fucking find you.